Today we are going to solve for surface area and volume. So that's why we did our star chart today. So you are going to need these formulas right here under surface area and these formulas under volume. The number one thing I want from you is for you to circle or highlight what it's asking for. So everybody look at number one. A cylinder. What should I highlight or circle right there? Cylinder. Has a height of 13.75. So what should I go label? The height is 13.75. I don't see everybody doing it. Now, they tried to confuse you, and I want y'all to look at this and look at this very carefully. What they did in this problem is they did not give you the radius or diameter. They said the circumference. Do we even do circumference in 8th grade? No, but why did they give me the circumference? Because I need the radius or the diameter to solve this problem. Are y'all with me? They said the circumference of the base is 13 pi. Well, if you go to your star chart and look at circumference of a circle, what is the formula? Circumference equals pi times. So what did they really give you right here? They gave you the diameter. Do y'all see how to read that? And yes, they did that on a STAR test 2 times now. And it made me mad because I know y'all know how to solve this question, but my students did not know that the 13 was the diameter. So again, if they give you the circumference, they're doing it to see if you can figure out the number with pi is the diameter. So the diameter is 13. So how do I get the radius? Okay, so 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. Now, what is the question asking us to find? The volume. So stop what you're doing. Go to your star chart. I don't want anybody being lazy. Write the formula for volume of a cylinder down. What are we going to write? Pi r squared h. So I'm going to write pi times, what is the radius? 6.5. So 6.5 squared times the height, which is 13.75. And then we type it in our calculator, and that's our answer. Does everybody remember where the pi button is? Yes? So the answer is 1,825.07. And it's volume. How do we write volume? In inches, it's volume cubed. Area is squared, volume is cubed. All right, so I'm not going to do any more cylinders or cones with y'all because the formulas are super easy, but I am, however, going to do a rectangular prism and a triangular prism because it's been a while since we've done it. So everybody right here on number 2. Everybody go to number 2. It says a rectangular prism, what should I circle? Has a length of 5, so go label the length, a width of 9.5, and a height of 8. Go label it. A length, a width, and a height. What is the total surface area? So the next thing I need to do is go to my star chart and find the formula. So I go to surface area of a prism. Do I want lateral or total? So I'm going to write down the formula pH plus 2b. Write it down. I should see everybody writing. To do this formula, what 3 pieces do I need? I need a P. What else? An H. What else? And a B. All right, what did I teach y'all on these? I said the first thing you need to find is the height. How tall is this standing? Once you write it down, what are you going to do? Mark it out. You're never going to use it again. This is the base. How do you find perimeter of any shape? How many sides does this base have? So if this is 5, this is, if this is 9.5, this is also 9.5. You're going to add them all up. So 5 plus 5 plus 9.5 plus 9.5 is, you'll say it louder? 29. What does big B mean? At any time you have a big B in your formula, where do you have to go? To the section we put big B. What kind of base is this, a triangle or rectangle? So we're going to do length times width. 5 times 9.5 is 47.5. Now that I have my 3 pieces, I plug them into this formula. P times H plus 2 times B. And that'll give me my answer, which is 327. Now, question, how do I label area? Inches squared. Very good. All right, the last example I'm going to do with y'all is number 7. It is a triangular prism because that's the one we struggle with the most. So go to number 7. What word should I circle right away? Triangular prism. And what is it? Oh, no, let's go do, sorry, skip that one. I want to do total surface area. Well, let's just change the question. We'll stay there. Change it to total. That way we can refresh our memory. But they didn't give us the height. Oh, we can't do total. All right, we'll just do lateral, whatever. And then I'll remind y'all how to get big B, okay? Sorry about that. All right, so we go to our star chart. We find the word surface area of a prism, and it's lateral, so pH. So what 2 pieces do I need? The P and the H. I don't need the B for this one because it said lateral. Now, what is the first thing I told y'all to find? The height. How did I tell y'all to do that? Cover the triangles. Cover them up. How tall is it standing? Once you write it down, what do? Mark it out. Now, look at this 9 they gave us. We need this missing piece up here. So if this is 9, what is this? 9. I don't even need that down there. How do you find perimeter of anything? Add the sides. So you're going to add 10 plus 9 plus 7.5, which is 26.5. Now that I have both pieces, I just multiply them. 26.5 times 13, and the answer is 344.5 feet. And this is surface area. So how would I write my answer? Squared. Now, if you need big B, are y'all listening to me? If you need big B of a triangular prism, you go to this section and you use what formula? BH over 2. Remember that the 2 numbers you'll use are the 2 ones that make the right angle from the triangle. Okay, the last thing I'm going to help y'all with, go to the multiple choice and go to number 5 on the multiple choice. I am going to help y'all with this one. It is very likely you will see this question on your STAR test. All right, here we go. It says a cylinder and a cone. Now this is the important part. With the same radius and same height are shown below. If the volume of the cylinder is that, so I'm going to say, hey, the volume is 374.76. What is the volume of the cone? You do not need the formula. Why? I want to show y'all. How do you find volume of a cone? 1/3 pi r squared h. Yes? Write it down. How do you find volume of a cylinder? Anybody? Look at your star chart. pi r squared h. What is the only difference in this formula? They're the exact same except what? So if they're the exact same radius and the exact same height, then the cylinder is 3 times bigger and the cone is 3 times smaller. Did everybody hear me? The cylinder is 3 times bigger. The cone is 3 times smaller. So they gave you the volume of the cylinder. How would you get the volume of the cone? If it's 3 times smaller, divide that number by 3. That is it. Now, I think the last question, y'all look, number 12 does the same thing. They tell you you've got a cone and you've got... So on number 12, eyes on the board, please. They give you a cone and a cylinder, and they give you the volume of the cone, so it's backwards. The one I just showed you, they gave you the volume of the cylinder. It is the same question. The cylinder's 3 times bigger, the cone is 3 times, and then they give you the answer for the cone. So then you've got to work to the cylinder. So you're either multiplying by 3 or dividing by 3. You've got to decide. Okay? That's how you're going to do those. Only do the multiple choice because these are longer. So you're going to start with number 1 on the multiple choice, which is right here. So you have 12 questions, and I expect them to get finished in class. You will submit them on Google Classroom. I will check them for you before you submit.